Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to be focusing specifically on the ignition switch issues that we've had with this bike. I've already done two videos on this subject covering off details of the actual breakdown itself, the repatriation, the issues we had with that, and then the issues with the actual repair and the time it took. You'll be able to find a link to the videos up here. However, if you've already seen them, you probably won't want to watch this one. If on the other hand you're here just for details of the ignition problem, this is the right video for you. Okay, so hello Mark. Tell us about your bike and how old it is, etc.
So I picked it up at the end of July. It's brand new, and I had a couple of additional things put on the bike. One was a tracker which BMW R1300GS organised and had done for me, and the other was a plug and play, a Visa plug and play, and that's to give me a proper brake light, and it actually improves the sequencing of the indicators, and it's quite a common addition, but I think it's a necessarily safe addition. So the bike was pretty stock and standard. It had 700 miles when we went on holiday.
Okay, so let's start with a quick overview of what actually happened to your bike.
So in Portugal, we were 2 weeks into a 3-week tour. Heavy rain. Drove to the hotel, parked in their underground car park, and the following morning it did not start. It wouldn't even recognise the key or the emergency key. And with the GS 1300, if it doesn't recognise the key, there's no way of getting the steering lock off either. So it presented quite a problem, and the bike had to be repatriated independently to myself.
So what happened when the dealer got the bike? How did the repair go?
Okay, so they had to have a diagnostic technician look at it. They have this agreement with, this is how it was explained to me, they have this agreement with BMW International Assistance that when a bike is repatriated to them, the dealer network has to look at the bike in about 24-48 hours. They looked at my bike. They discovered exactly what had failed.
And so presumably then they discover what failed, so it's going to be a nice quick repair.
You would hope so, but it wasn't, because this part was on back order and it was going to take a further 2 weeks.
Let's talk about the actual fault itself and about exactly what was wrong with the bike.
It was the ignition module had failed. Now, when they phoned me to tell me, great, at least they've identified it. That's always a plus. And then, it's going to be a couple of weeks because the part's on back order. I was also told that they wanted a whole unit sent back to Germany because they wanted to look at it. Now, I'm perhaps paraphrasing here, but the essence was that it's not the first one. And actually, if you think about it, if this part is on back order, they've encountered problems with it because they've had to reorder this part. And he said that if this becomes a recall, your bike's already had it because it'll have the updated module. So we know that it's the ignition module. We know that what they've put in my bike is the updated ignition module.
So different.
Yeah, and what I do know from the serial number of my bike, although I only bought it in July, it was one of the first 6-month build. So if you've got that first 6-month build GS 1300, you may not have, but you definitely won't have the updated ignition module, and it may fail on you.
So that's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. You should also see a link to the other two videos which deal with the full story that I mentioned at the start of the video appearing in front of me now. And thank you very much for watching.
Who jammer flip?
Who jammer flip?